Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you are doing well. Today we are going to do something quite exciting, and I'm actually going to start a new series of career mode videos in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And let's get off the bat. Welcome to Nagasaki in the beautiful island of Japan. The wind is absolutely howling, so I apologize for the wind noise. As you can see, there are white caps on the waves, and there's a little airplane at spot. Stand number one, right there below us, a little Cessna. Yeah, the wind noise is quite bad. This is the update. There's a little solar farm over there, and they've got a little I believe that's where they practice fire drills and all that. So this is Nagasaki Airport in Japan. But the whole reason why you're here today is because I want to show you a very cool software or an app. This is similar to onair. If you're not familiar with onair is a external software which gives you a sort of a career path to follow. You can run an airline, a company basically. You can choose to make it into an airline, buy several aircraft, and do a little bit of flying. It generates missions for you. It generates there's some sort of a progress. You can go up the ranks. You can buy aeroplanes. You can make money by flying to different routes, doing different tasks like that. Buy fuel, sell fuel, buy, sell aeroplanes, this sort of thing. This is kind of similar to that. The only difference to onair now, onair is a subscription-based service, which means you're gonna need to subscribe to it, just a little bit like iRacing or Navigraph, where there's a you pay as you go, you pay as you use, it's like per month, per 3 months, 6 months, whatever. This software is free, completely free, 100%. You don't have to spend a single cent, and that's what I love about free add-ons. I strongly feel that some of you may be new to flight simming, and this is the perfect platform for you if you don't know where to fly to, how to start, because by default there is no career mode. It's not like Euro Truck Simulator where there's some sort of an inbuilt career system where you buy or sell trucks, so you do missions and you get XP. There's nothing like that's inside, but this is an external software very similar to onair, and it's completely free. You can start at any airport in the world you want. If you look at this interface, it comes with a map. You can choose to start your career anywhere in the world. And the best part about this is you can have multiple careers at any one time. So how this works is you go to the website, which is, I'll show you here. You can go to the website neofly.net. You download a zip file and you unzip it into any directory you want. And what you can do is you can copy and paste this file and make multiple copies of it. So you can have one career that's running, for instance, for example, in Japan. You can have in China, in Europe, India, wherever your favorite places if you want to. I actually have another series that I've shot already. It should come out. I'm still editing. In the process of editing it, I'm actually flying in Papua New Guinea. It's a very, very challenging airport to fly to. There's a lot of terrain and really, really nasty weather. So look out for that. So that's really, really, really cool. That's coming to you soon. For today's video, we are going to be flying in Japan. I think it's a great place to fly. Very scenic. Yeah, it's really scenic. With the new world update, a lot of places of interest have popped up. There's some terrain changes. It's a very, very scenic place to fly. So we're just gonna get started, really. So let's go over here and we'll just give ourselves a name. So if you launch this software for the very first time, you'll be greeted with a screen that says, not a screen, a little box actually that appears before this software starts up, saying that this is the first time that you're starting a program, and you once you spawn in, once you've chosen a location via the search function, you can't move yourself anymore. Yeah. So you'll be greeted with that screen. Just click on OK and then it will bring you to this page. First thing you do is do what I just did. Just create a call sign. You'll start off as 0 XP. The next rank I believe is, I think, first officer or something like that. At 200 XP my account now is 0 and I don't have an IKO code because I haven't started the game. So there are 6 different categories that you'll start with, and you go through the different categories. Now you don't have to pay to get the different ratings of the aircraft, so there's cat A, B, C, D, E, and F. You don't have to pay for this, but you do need to buy the aircraft to get the rating. You start off with category A, single engine piston, and if you come over here to hangar, this default Cessna G1000 is free. We'll talk about what all these will mean in a sec. This is your logbook, so all the flights that you do will be logged here. Your tracking we'll talk about in a second. This is where your mission is tracked. So you don't need to spend to get the rating. However, you need to buy the aircraft to do the test. When you get enough money and you want to say, for example, take a multi-engine piston rating, you click on pass, it will generate a test flight mission, which I believe is quite simple at this point in time. You just need to fly from one place to another and they'll give you the rating. They're not going to throw in stuff like they do in real life and give you engine failures and emergency procedures. They're not going to do any of that. Maybe they might add it or not in future, I don't know. Now this software, when you go to the website, there's also a Discord server that's available, so I highly recommend you jump on it, because there's a very nice community that's willing to help each other out. You can have discussions. The wind is absolutely howling now here, so I apologize for that virtual wind noise from the sim. But yeah, just get onto the Discord and they have really cool stuff, and every time there's an update you'll be informed. Alright, so if you look at the map here, all the turquoise little circles that you see, the little emojis here, those are the missions, different sorts of missions. So you have medical emergencies, you have pizza missions, which are actually just drop-offs. You've got this little guy with a hat. Okay, that's a VIP mission. At the moment we can't do any VIP missions because we don't have enough experience. Then we've got parcels, we've got food, you've got passenger missions, so on and so forth. It will become clear when we go to the search tab, and I'll show you in a sec. Then at the bottom here, I like to center plane on the map so I can see where I'm going. Now when you're flying, this thing is live, so when you're flying your mission, you can actually track, this map actually tracks where your plane is, so you can see where you are along the route. And then if you click on only mission destinations, it will declutter the map and it give you just the airports that are nearby. Now this thing is still under development, so at the moment it is 1.3.3, still in beta, and the author has promised us that this will be free. So yeah, show him some love. If you want to, you can maybe donate if you want. At the moment, I think depends on where you fly. It will try to detect the airports within a certain radius. At the moment, according to the Discord server, I think the furthest you can get is probably 150 nautical miles. They are still working on it as you get further, but really, you don't. With the aeroplanes that we currently own, you don't really want to go any more than 150 nautical miles. But then again, a Cessna can go quite far. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. So that's where we are. So what I like about this is it overlays Bing maps. Now you can choose, if you click on this, you can get rid of Bing maps and then it will just show you the still Bing maps, but the road version. So if you're doing VFR flying, this is extremely useful if you want to sight certain things. As we know, Microsoft Flight Sim takes data from Bing Maps, so everything here is accurate. Okay, so let's see where we go now. Because it's our first mission and we want to go up the ranks as quickly as possible. Let's choose a mission with the highest XP, and also, or maybe one with the highest pay. So that's 8,500. No, 8,951, and that's 45 XP. Maybe that's a good choice. Now, one thing to consider is the payload of the aircraft. Now, the Cessna, if you go over here, no, check this. If we go over to the fuel page, you see that the maximum payload for the Cessna is 699 pounds. And you can't accept a mission that needs you to carry more than that, because that doesn't make any sense. And the aircraft will be overloaded and you can't take off, so you have to take that into consideration. It's not automatic. So let's see, let's go for a lighter. What we'll do is, okay, the reason why all this, okay, this is how you choose a mission. You click on fly, and then you'll bring it to the tracking page, and then you can load up from there. All these, I can't click on any of these because I don't have the qualification to do so, since this is our very first flight. So we just come down the order and we'll choose one of these. So there are a couple of columns over here. You have your payload, number of passengers on your plane, your flight plan, the distance for the route, the amount they'll pay you, the XP. You can sort any of this out by just clicking the top tab, the expiration. So you've got to deliver some of the items before they expire. So you want to take note of that. Some of these missions also come with a special request. For example, the VIP missions, like that, you only can fly them at night. The pizza missions, you have to fly less than 500 feet off the drop zone, so on and so forth. So this one, yeah, some VIP missions like this. So these are secret passengers. This one are VIP missions. You have to bank and pitch the aircraft less than 45 degrees. We've got the special sensitive cargo missions like glass or whatever. Your touchdown should be less than 200 feet per minute, otherwise you will damage the cargo. So that's very interesting. So let's just pick one. I'm thinking now the time. Okay, I've got about 1 hour for this, so maybe I'll do this mission. That's 89 nautical miles away, so it is quite a way to go. Now the Cessna flies at about 2 nautical miles a minute, so we run up to 90 divided by 2, so that's about a 45-minute flight. Not too bad, I believe. 400 pounds of cargo. Can we do that? It's quite close. It pays quite well, but it's a really heavy. So it's got 404 pounds of mail, and we've got to go from there to that's a scenic flight. Looks like quite a nice flight. What about this one? Oh, this one takes us to a different island, isn't it? Oh, this one takes us across, actually. I'm thinking I might try this one out. 404. Okay, so to select the mission, just click on fly over here, and it brings you to the tracking page. So to accept, you click on connect and fly. So just click connect and fly and see. And what the idea is to get your payload to turn green. Okay, over here. So at the moment we've got 340 pounds on board the aircraft, including the pilot. That's us. And we need to load the aircraft up to 574 pounds, so that's about 200 pounds more. So we need to dump in at least 200 pounds. Now the way I like to do this is load the passengers. I know this is not very realistic, but we'll put the mail, inverted commas, on the passenger seats. You know, they're usually in boxes or whatever. That's perfectly legal. So what I like to do, maybe add 170 pounds here, and if you get the weight correct, there'll be a voice telling you that you have hit the right amount. So we've no, it's 410. So it needs about 64 pounds. So I'll go over here and add maybe 70 pounds.
Transporter from dispatch. You must deliver express packages before the deadline. This time, don't waste time.
So we are in a bit of a hurry now. We need to get there before 11 o'clock, or roughly, so 58. So we've got 45 minutes to fly. So we really need to be in the air right now if we want to excuse me, if you want to deliver the mail on time. So that's how you load. Okay. Then what we can do is we can add some fuel if we want to. How much do we have? We have about half. Let's try to bump the fuel up to. Oh, it's overweight already. Now we're gonna struggle to climb a little bit. I think we should have more than enough fuel to get by. Now the aircraft is almost fully loaded, so we really need to be careful here. I think that should suffice. Now we can do as many landings as we want to. We can load fuel along the way, whatsoever. But we're gonna try to be as realistic as possible. 45 minutes. Yeah, this should suffice. Okay. Alright, so now the clock's ticking, so we just need to make sure that we land before 10:58. So our airport's up there. We'll try to. What we can do is we can visually plan the flight. We can sort of follow the what am I trying to say? We can stay VFR and we can try to plan it there. I'm thinking. Alright, let's just uncheck this because it's kind of annoying. Not this one, center plane. I'm thinking if we a few ways we can get there. One is we can go direct straight to there if you want to, or we can go to different places. This is for Fukuoka, so maybe we'll overfly from Fukuoka Airport, have a look at the city, and then go on our way there. Maybe we can sort of follow the shoreline or something. We'll see how we go. Let's get started, and then you hear a voice telling you that the cargo has been loaded. Now it's a bit not realistic because nobody really loads the cargo while the propellers are turning because that's silly, but that's just how this works. Okay. Okay, let's get an air flight on, the beacon's light on, yell clear prop, and we'll start the engines.
Transporter form dispatch. Loading cargo. Please stand by.
Okay, so they are loading cargo. Now in the meantime we can warm up the engines. Okay, so we can come over here and we can dial in our flight plan. All that good stuff is happening. So we'll get rid of that yoke. We are at RJ. What are we at? RJFU.
Transporter from dispatch. The cargo is on board. You are clear to taxi to the runway and take off.
RJFU. Nagasaki. Okay, now we need to think of how we want to get it. We can fly in a straight line if we want to, but that's kind of boring. So we can maybe have a look at this airport first. So RJFS. So let's dial that in. RJFS. Okay, then we'll go to RJ. What's this? RJFF. Flying VFR from airport to airport is quite normal in some cases, especially if you're doing your PPL or prior to PPL. The instructor will get you to plan from airport to airport because that's just the easiest way to get, the easiest thing to recognize. Airports are usually quite big. You can plan cities as well, but I think for the purpose of this, to make things easier, we're just because of the G1000 and all that, and we don't really have a lot of maps to go along with. Like I can't plot on this thing. If I can plot on this thing, it'll be pretty cool, but I can't. Okay, then what we'll do is we can maybe have a look here at RJFR. RJFR. Okay, now really we need to get going, so we're sort of in a hurry, but one thing in aviation, you never hurry. We need to get to RJOZ. So RJOZ. Okay, we might divert and maybe shorten some of the plans. We'll see how much time we have. But yeah, let's choose a cruising altitude to go by. I'm thinking we'll just let me see if we're going east, so maybe an odd altitude. So let's go out at 5,500 feet for now, and we'll see. We're not doing anything strict. It's difficult to find aeronautical charts without buying them off certain websites, but we just really want to have fun. And those of you who are just coming into flight sim, this is really good way. It's a really good way to explore the scenery. Okay, before we get going, let's find out what the winds are doing. So FUIs, we can do that. We can just come over here, select option, option 3. Okay, it seems to me like the wind's coming ahead of us, so it's a bit of a crosswind. So let's take runway 14. So what we can do is just click on the CDI and center the needle, and we'll just dial that to 14. Yeah, something like that, and then we can put the heading on the magenta diamond, which is our GPS route. Okay, and then if you want, you can go to the reference page if you want to. I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it there. You can turn the box on and off if you want to. I'm not going to. Yeah, and off we go. I think. Oh, we can turn the transponder on if you want to. Squawk VFR, and then alternate. Okay, let's get going. So set the parking brake off, and then we'll just hook ourselves around. Okie dokie. So let's have a look. Let's look around the area, shall we? Oh, look at that. For a default airport, that is good. Like really good. I mean, the payware sceneries that you used to pay for in Prepared 3D and FSX is, it's ridiculous. But for a handcrafted airport that is free, and default it comes with the sim or with the update, that is really good. The fencing, the rock wall separating the airport from the sea, the taxiway details, the default terminal, which is amazing. Yeah, it is fantastic. Now I'm really keen to see how far we progress in this little career mode of ours. We can do it. Let's do intersection departure because we need to get in the air as soon as we can. So we'll do we'll do a flaps 10 takeoff. Make sure the trim is set to take off. We got the flaps set, the radios are set, all the temperatures and pressure. We're gonna keep the run-ups. The oil pressure is a little bit low, so maybe we'll just do a quick. Yeah, let me just rev it up to 1800 RPM. Yeah, see, you know what? Since we're already here, we might as well just do a sort of a proper run up. So that's all good. Okay, green. No drop in the voltages. Okay, no cutoff. Good. Alright, so let's get going. So flaps, radios are, we're not going to use any radios, no ATC. All temperature pressures in the green, switches are all on and set. Okay, runways clear to the left and to the right. Okay, alright. Okay, so in case of an engine failure, before we get to 60 knots, we'll reject. Once we're airborne, we will try to get as high as we can. We'll climb at VX to 1,000 feet. We can come back. If it's below 600 feet, we'll pick a field. I don't know, maybe 45, 60 degrees either side of the nose. We'll see. We'll try to get to. If we can, we can land ahead. If we can't, we'll ditch or we'll aim for the little island just to the left of us. Okay, off we go. One heck of a wind. Crosswind. Alright, airspeed is alive. This wind is absolutely howling us. That's 55. Off we go.
Transporter from dispatch. Fly safe.
Woo. Alright, we are airborne. Oh, that was tricky. Yeah, we don't really have a lot of options if we do get an engine failure before reaching 600 feet, but yeah. Now let's get to 300 feet. Oh, slight wind shear over there. Okay, let's get rid of the flaps and accelerate out. Whoa. Alright, we'll climb at 70 knots. Let's turn onto our heading. 500 feet. Now I'm tempted to do the whole thing without autopilot, just because how stable this aeroplane is. Let's clean up the aircraft. Landing taxi lights. Whoop, wrong one. Landing taxi lights we don't need anymore. We can lean along the way. What we'll do is we just bring it back just a tad bit. Now it's very important to lean the aircraft to get maximum performance out of it. Would you look at that? There's a bridge that connects the airport to the island. Looks like a two-way bridge. Well, if you get a breakdown or something on the bridge and the whole way is blocked, then you're gonna miss your flight. I mean, there's no other way across the bridges there unless there's an underground road or tunnel, which I'm not aware of. Okay, we'll turn the CDI to GPS. Okay, so the terrain here gets higher as we go along, so we need to pay attention to that. And also the turbulence as well. Now I'm not sure if we can clear the terrain ahead of us. I'm hoping we can. Let's try to trim for what's a good speed? Yeah, 75. We're absolutely being thrown left, right and center. But we'll do. Okay, we'll just center the heading up. We can zoom out here on our nav page, or we can just use the VFR map here. So we'll see how we go. What we can do is we can turn the ISO line map on, and we can sort of see where the terrain is. And because we're this close to terrain, we're getting thrown around. Yeah, it's making it very difficult to try to maintain altitude, but we'll try. We'll see how we go. If we can't do that, what we'll do is we'll sort of creep in between the valleys if we can, and then once we clear, we should be alright. We might even increase our altitude maybe to 8,500 feet or something. I don't know, we'll see. Whether or not we'll make it by 10:58, I doubt it. Especially with this headwind. Maybe we should have chosen another mission. Let's have a look at the time. Ooh, we've got like 20 minutes to get there. We might go direct. Clear out the two. Yeah, you know what? We'll just go direct. I don't think we'll make it. So we go to flight plan and we'll clear out. We'll clear this one out. And we'll clear that out. And that out. Okay. Whoop. Okay, it's still trying to calculate now ET, but 85 nautical miles divided by 2 is going to take us about 40 minutes or so to get there. If we get 2 miles a minute, at this rate I doubt it. We're doing something like maybe a mile a minute or less because of our ground speed, and it was still trying to climb. What sort of speed are we looking at here? Oh my god, is it? It's 43 knots. We are not gonna make this mission, guys. But anyhow. Yeah, so that's one thing to consider. If you're planning to do these missions, you know, I'm just gonna put the autopilot on. We'll go heading. And then VS there. There we go. Okay. Let's lean out. Okay, it says on the clock we're gonna get there in 90 minutes. In 90 minutes, we are definitely not gonna make it, are we? Maybe we should have taken another mission, but anyway, we'll see what happens. It says deliver before 10:58 p.m. So with the amount, oh my god, we're about to stall. Yes, I know. With the way the aircraft is flying, and the way things are going, I doubt we'll make it. Since we're getting a 45 knot headwind, we're not even moving. This is hilarious. One thing to note, as we've learned, as we can see, okay, now we're starting to descend because I can't maintain altitude. So one thing to note before choosing a mission, check the weather. A very useful tip. Because if not, we're not getting there, regardless of what we're doing or how hard we're trying. Look, I mean the ground's not even moving. Look at that. I bet you cars are faster than us right now. And if you're in a 150, you're gonna fly backwards because the cruise speed on that thing is what, like 85 knots or less. So you're getting less than what, 20 knot ground speed. Oh my goodness, we're getting it thrown around here. Oh my goodness. Now crash mode is on, so if we're not careful, if we overg the aircraft for some reason, we can stress out the airframe and guys, welcome back to our top of descent. So I've actually been looking at the weather and it's actually quite accurate. Let me just show you this real quick. So I've gone over here to all met sets and search the meter for RJOZ. It's 030, 15 knots, gusting 25. So the weather is actually indeed quite extreme in Japan at the moment. So it's a lovely view of this bridge right below us. So now we've already gone past the time that we're supposed to land by quite a bit. So we'll see what actually happens. It says here that the mission has failed, pay equals 0, XP equals 2, mail delivery deadline is over. So we'll see, we'll just land anyway, and then we'll see if there's any voiceovers or anything that that gets back to us. So they're not going to pay us for this mission, and they're going to give us 2 XP, but nevertheless we'll still finish the mission. So we're just about 4 minutes to run before our ETA, so I'm planning to use runway, we can plan, now I'm going to plan a straight in approach, so we're going to use runway 35 in this case. Yeah, so we're just going to come out to the sea and then we'll just hook it to the left. So the airport should be right around there, just straight ahead of us. So I guess the learning point is, you know, to check the weather before we go flying. That's quite an important one, isn't it? Yeah, so maybe we should have taken maybe a non-time based mission, so we can sort of take our time and look at different scenic things. And we tried to rush it today. I've actually cheated a little bit by compressing the time, but still, there's no way we're gonna make it on time with the ground speed that we have. We really should be doing an average of 120 knots, plus minus 10. But with the incredible headwind from the northeast, yeah, there was just no way we're gonna be on time. And I believe the reason for this is maybe there's a low pressure system that's probably off the coast somewhere. I'm not sure where. I haven't had a look at the airfoil yet, or any of the satellite imagery or whatsoever. But yeah, well, it happens in real life as well sometimes, you know. I'm sure you've heard of stories, people telling it is quite true. That sometimes, you know, weather can change, and that's why you always carry extra fuel, because you know, you never know what sort of weather you run into. Could be the crosswind. The crosswind component is something that most people forget to look at. So you've got to think of alternates and stuff like that. I didn't actually think of an alternate. I think our alternate would probably be that airport just further down the road. But here's what we did. We took off. We avoided this mountain over here. they've gone across, and you can see the dots further apart. It's because of this is where I've increased the compressed the time a little bit, just to see if I can actually get the aircraft delivered. Sorry, get the packages delivered on time. But no, so I scooted over to the right and dismounted, and I avoided dismounting and went through this valley all the way to here. So we're almost in for landing. So what we can do is we can turn the autopilot off and just perform this landing like how we would normally do. So what we'll do is we'll set the CDI to something like that. Okay, and get the aircraft configured for landing. Now I've tried to we've tried to climb as high as we can, but there was just no way we're gonna. Yeah, there was just no way we could possibly outclimb this wind. There could be an inversion layer, but that's not within reach of our Cessna, unfortunately. So let's get the descent speed under control. We don't want to rush it too much. Okay, what we can do is we can just side slip just a tad bit. So we are within the wide arc, and then we can deploy the flaps. Okay, see how we're doing in position. With position to the, okay, it's not too bad. Okay, deploy full flaps. Yeah, target speed's not too bad. 500 on base is okay-ish. So you'll probably just go to idle all the way through. What we can do is quickly get the lights on, do a quick pump fish. Okay, that's all good. So with this headwind, we'll probably try to target about 65 knots or something. Let's get onto the center line and trim off. And I think we might need to back taxi. I'm not sure if there's a. Okay. Let's grab into the wind.
Transporter from dispatch. Nice landing. Go to the next parking and put your parking brake on. I'll be in touch.
Okay, so it still registers that we landed, but we'll see what the outcome is when we get to the parking. So let's see where the stands are. Okay, since we're already here, we're just gonna taxi to the end, and then we'll get to the RAM and see what our fate is. Now obviously in real life they're not gonna not pay you, obviously, you know, but there might be some repercussions. Not sure what they'll be, because I've never flown charter like this or any bush flying like that in real life before. So but I've heard stories. I sort of know how they operate, so it's quite similar to real life, delivering mail or seafood or something like that, but they still pay you. Whether or not they actually pay less, I'm not sure, but they still do. Okay, let's get rid of the flaps. I've actually set my CDI wrongly. My CDI really should be rating 3.5 or something like that. Anyway, we are down and safe, and that's all that matters. Let's clean up the aircraft. And the lights off. Oh. Shut the lights off. So that was quite a scenic flight. We had to navigate around mountains. It was challenging, especially on departure. The winds were horrendous. It was absolutely shocking. The wind, getting thrown around. We couldn't climb as well. We couldn't climb fast. We couldn't get to the altitude we want to get. So we had to sort of stick low to the ground, especially with an underpowered plane like a Cessna, for instance. If we were in a jet or turboprop, it won't be any issue. We just get about to 10,000 feet, get to the flight levels, and really we should be above the inversion layer. But in general, aviation and bush flying, yeah, we've got to deal with it. But I'm glad we made it. There was some points in the flight I think I actually thought that we won't make it because of the amount of turbulence. If the sim detects a crash because of over G or whatsoever, I'm not gonna bother with the Bachelor because it's never accurate. Let's just stop here. So yeah, there was a few points in time where I thought, there's no way we can make the mission, but we did. Okay, so I'm gonna activate the parking brake now and shut the aircraft off, and the dispatch officer is gonna get back to us, and let's see what she says.
Transporter from dispatch. Okay, nice job. Someone is coming to take the cargo. I'll call you when it's done.
Okay, so they're still unloading the cargo as per normal. Alright, we can shut it down. So yeah, there were a few points in time where I thought, there's no way.
Transporter from dispatch. Sorry, but you messed the mission. Will not be paid.
Fair enough. So mission ended, mission failed, but hey ho, we made it. In one piece. Parcels came in one piece, the mail came in one piece, so that's all that matters. So yeah, I guess a few things to consider in future would be the en route weather. If you're expecting gale force winds like this, we'll probably do something that's non-time based to get paid. We didn't get paid means we're pretty much starting from zero. Did we even get any XP? Let's have a look. We got 22 XP, so that's not too bad. It's gonna be a while before we can have enough money to buy a more powerful aircraft. I'm hoping to get a more powerful aircraft like a Bonanza or something. So yeah, in case I haven't mentioned before, the lower part here, so the top section here you select your missions, and the bottom part here shows you the aircraft that's available for purchase at the airport that you search for, and then once you purchase them, they will appear in your hangar. In the hangar tab, you can see the amount of fuel that we have, the airframe mileage, the hull, the condition of the hull at the moment is 99%, the engine is 91 because we've been running it on full throttle for almost the whole journey, and we didn't really lean it a lot. So it says here right click to match, so if you right click on this you can choose to repair the hull, overhaul the engine, bring a pilot at location. I believe it's supposed to say bring to pilot location, or sell. This obviously costs money, and then if you need to, you can sell. Now if you sell I'm not sure if you can sell this aircraft because it's not going to cost you anything anyway, and it's free. So let's say if you've made a mistake, and let's say if you bought something really expensive and you want to get rid of it, you can do that. Or if you for whatever reason don't have the money to repair the aircraft, maybe it's cheaper to sell, you can do it that way. At the bottom part here it says transit mission. So let's say if you're tired of flying in Japan, for example, and let's say you want to fly in the Antarctic, for instance, so you can just set to an ICAO code of the airport over there, and then you click on pay, and then you pay a certain amount of money, and your pilot position will then change to this value, whatever you set here, or you can choose to fly the aircraft over, whichever you prefer. One more thing is the use live emergency. So the game or the app detects an emergency that's nearby, and this is particularly useful if you have helicopters. At the moment there are no helicopters in Microsoft Flight Sim, but that would be pretty useful, because it actually generates emergencies all over the map. So sometimes they can be in the middle of a road, or on top of a hill, or in the middle of the ocean, or an oil rig or something like that. So it'd be it'd be useful if we had helicopters. But no, in this point in time, I mean, you can choose to use the Cessna or any small aeroplane to land on the road, which is quite tricky. We might try that next time, down the road. However, if you have stayed till the end, I appreciate your time. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you like, smash the if likes video, like the video. If you want to see more, and if you want to be informed of the second episode, so on and so forth, and see how we go and actually get paid the next flights or so, do remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon. And until next time, happy flighting, guys, and see you later.